Hello, everybody. I'm just gonna wait for Alison Wiseman to pop on here. We have a live Q&A regarding midterm rental properties. If this is something you've been, oh, hi, Allie. Let me see how I can get you to join. Hello, Russell, Verma, hi. We're going to be discussing midterm rental properties. I'm just waiting for Allison. Let me see here. Hang in tight just a second as I add Allison in here. There we go. Oh, there we go. Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's so nice out today.
It is. It's been nice all week.
Yeah, it feels like summer and it's only April. I wore a jacket and I was walking from my car here and I was like, wow, it's hot today.
Not a day for a jacket.
But it's nice and cool in here. I got the Rebel sign behind me. How are you? Where are you right now? Are you at home?
Yes, I am working from home this morning, and then I have an event tonight, the multifamily investing event, which you should. I hope you come to that.
Yes, I might be able to come make that tonight. It's in Burlington, right?
Yes, at Haggerty's Garage and Social.
Awesome. Yes. So I guess let's get started by saying that you're also a realtor. You work with Keller Williams. And this is something that you do along with real estate. Midterm rental properties. I think you froze there. But basically, she's also a realtor. She works with Keller Williams, Hamilton, Halton, and Niagara. And she works with midterm rental properties. Oh no, Allison, you're frozen. So I wanted to just do this Q&A today because I've also helped quite a few people. Here we go. I'm going to let you back in. There we go. Technology. Okay, here we go. You're back.
Sorry.
Okay, I was trying to stall. I was like, where'd you go? But you're back. So I wanted to talk about midterm rental properties because I've helped quite a few people now find a solution during a time where they're not sure where they're going or where to go. And this is a solution for so many issues, which I'm sure we'll get into. But how did you get into midterm rental properties?
Yeah. So I have been longtime friends with an investor and developer named Sarah Larby. So she's one of the co-founders. Sarah Larby, Aisha Gavani, and Lee Pollock. Lee Pollock's like a silent partner. But the three of them started this company. As investors, they've been running midterm rentals for a few years and have been successful at it. And just kind of where the the real estate market and inflation, how everything's kind of changed in the last year and a bit.
Yeah.
This is kind of a new solution for investors, and so they started it back in November, and I started with them kind of mid-December, and we've just been going full force at it ever since.
Awesome. And what is a midterm rental property? I guess maybe not to get confused with a short-term rental property.
Yeah, great question. So midterm rentals, they usually start around like a minimum of 30 days and they can go up to a year. So depending on the client and their needs. So where short-term kind of falls within that 1 to 28 day range. So that's kind of the difference.
Yeah. Awesome. And how many are in, say, the Hamilton area or greater Hamilton, where's Niagara? Can you give us an idea?
Yeah, so we range between 15 to 20 properties in Hamilton. And then out in the Niagara region, we have around like 12 to 15. So it depends on the investor's availability. But those are kind of the overall numbers.
Okay. And like, what is the price range for a midterm rental property, I guess, per month? Because you'd be staying for a couple of months then.
Yeah, again, great question. It can range. So it can be as low as 3,000
Yeah.
if you want a furnished basement apartment. We actually don't get too many requests for basement apartments, but
Right.
we do have them as options in case a client requests one. But it can range between $3,000 and then it can go, if you're in Toronto, it can go kind of up to $8,000. And that also depends on like the time of year, the type of property, the neighborhood. There's so many factors involved there. So it is kind of like a wide range
Right.
of prices.
Okay. And is it different from an Airbnb? Is it more affordable, and how?
Yeah, so um, so with Airbnb, like you can list your property on Airbnb and your property is going to sit on that platform amongst a ton of other properties, right? Airbnb is so saturated. Whereas with midterm rentals is when you list with us, we actually have a team that will work with you. So we're going to be, depending on where you're located, your property's located, we're going to call businesses, corporations, we're going to call all the leads around your property to bring you clients.
Okay.
So we're like, there's actively people behind the scenes working to get you clients.
Cool. Okay. And so it's different than a hotel as well. Whereas a hotel, you're obviously paying per day, but this has a bit more of cost because it's also furnished and you're able to live in it. How much effort does it really take for an investor to put into this to make it like a fully furnished term rental?
Yeah. So we are different from hotels. Like we have a kitchen, we have laundry, Wi-Fi. I mean, hotels have Wi-Fi, but you can have your own private parking space and yard potentially if that's what you request for.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in regards to what you put into a furnished rental, that can range too, right? So if you have a one bedroom, that can cost $5K.
Okay.
And it all depends, right? Like it depends on if you want to go to the dollar store
Yeah.
or if you have furniture and storage you want to use, right? So, and then there's, you could, two bedroom could be, 8K or more. Like it'll all depend
And
on the resources you have. Sorry.
sorry, some of these places that you were explaining to me are really nice places to stay as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You can still make a place, and again, we have options, right? Like
Yeah.
it depends on the client what they're looking for. So we have options for everyone's needs.
So who are your most common guests?
So currently, we've been working a lot with the film industry in Toronto.
Okay.
We've also been working with a nonprofit organization who brings in immigrants, again, who have businesses who need to build up credit. So we work with insurance companies, claims departments for clients undergoing insurance claims.
Right.
We work with companies and corporations. So mining corporations,
Yeah.
tech companies. So there's so many options and there's so many opportunities for midterm rentals. It's just about really like finding those contacts and building those relationships.
Very neat. I didn't realize that it was so business to business, helping other businesses while they're needing the midterm places to stay while they're working. That's interesting. How could this help couples or marriages who are possibly in the brinks of a breakup or divorce?
Yeah,
This is like a
so
tough subject that like nobody talks about. It happens.
I know. And, it's something we obviously don't want to, I don't want to necessarily promote it out in people's faces, but we are totally here to help and support people going through those tough times. And so, I mean, if you're in a situation where, you need space and you're going through a divorce, a breakup, and you're living with someone and you just need your space, you need to be able to work, be on your own,
Yeah.
think clearly.
I
We
think it's
provide.
COVID. Like during COVID, I know so many couples who I loved that were breaking up. It was like sad. But I also know a few couples who went and stayed at midterm rentals and ended up not getting divorced or not breaking up. And it was this space of 6 months of figuring out, okay, what am I doing right now? Where is my life going? It's a place to hang your hat. And it's not something I really want to discuss or talk about, but this could be a helpful tool to those who are thinking they need some space.
You hit it on the nail. Or you hit the nail on the head. Either or, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what type of requirements would investors or property owners need in order to add their location or sign up for midterm property rentals? I'm sure you have like a list of requirements.
Yeah, so it just starts with a phone call with us, but definitely like a furnished unit. We like an electronic keypad, short-term insurance. Those are just kind of a few of the things that we look for from investors when onboarding with us.
Okay. And I've also seen something from your social media account called Property Calls, which also kind of like it was created by the film industry, like a location call or something. So what is a property call and what should people look out for if they're trying to add themselves to your roster?
Yeah, so the awesome part about midterm rental properties is we do have an inventory of properties that we can, when we get a client request, we can go into that inventory and kind of match that client with that property. But sometimes we can be running low in inventory in certain areas. And I know you might ask me, or we'll touch on this in a bit, but Brampton and Toronto are just kind of hot spots. So sometimes when we're running low on inventory, we like to just do a property call and just basically blast through social media. Hey, we have a client. This is what they're looking for. They need to start by this date. Like if you have a unit that's furnished and is available, like let us know, and we'll work with you. So that's how that works, and we've made matches that way. So it's been good.
Neat. You were mentioning event planners and weddings, and this caught my ear because I follow a lot of accounts that are to do with weddings and event planners. I have a lot of friends in this industry, and I thought that this was actually pretty cool. So if you are an event planner or you have some type of event company or wedding, you host weddings, how could this benefit people that are maybe looking for this type of stay?
Yeah, so you know what? I love working with wedding planners and event planners. And what's worked really well for us too is that one of our co-founders, Sarah Larby, she has a beach resort. So a micro wedding venue,
Cool.
wedding venue for people looking for kind of those smaller private weddings. So we work with them in that sense. We provide them with venue options or that option, and then And then, yeah, we also provide them, like we're willing to do short-term rentals as long as there's no bylaws and restrictions in regards to, renting for 28 days or less. So if, an event planner or a wedding planner, they come to us, they're like, hey, we need accommodations for, this date by this venue in this location, we'll do our best to give them all of our options as long as, again, there's no restrictions or bylaws.
Very neat. I think that's pretty cool because there's so many people who are now planning their weddings that are outside of the normal, where they're finding a piece of property, they're getting a tent, they want to find accommodations or a hotel or some type of stay. And wedding parties are also becoming a lot smaller. So you're able to do a lot more of those like little micro wedding experiences. I found that really neat. Do you help investors buy for midterm purposes?
Well, I think I've just become a realtor within the last year, and my main focus was single family homes and sales. And, when you're, moving towards more of the multifamily units, which is some of our midterm rental properties, it's important that you do your due diligence and that you just know your numbers really well, because that type of transaction is different than a single family home, for example, because it's more business oriented. So, I'm currently being mentored by, investors and realtors who specialize in those areas.
Yeah.
And definitely, like, if you are an investor, multifamily is the way to go right now, just with interest rates. And if you want to be cash flowing positive. So for myself, I need to make sure that I kind of understand that really well to be able to help that investor.
I also found something really interesting that you said to me, just like if there's any other, say, mortgage agents or realtors that are listening to this right now. You said that you enjoy cold calling for your business, and this is something that you do a lot with your midterm rentals, trying to find property owners, properties, and you do a lot of cold calling, and you said it motivates you. And this is something that has never motivated me. It only made me dread doing. Can you explain to us, and I love this, like you have such good energy and excitement and motivation. You were a personal trainer, so it does make sense. But what motivates you to make those cold calls for business, which so many of us in sales or even just self-employed need to do or should do?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I think I just enjoy connecting with people and matching them with a product or a service. Just providing people with a solution is so motivating. So if I, get 100 no's in a day, it's like if I do get that one yes, it's like, okay, that was totally worth it, because that person now, has a solution to their need, or, so that's kind of what it comes down to at the end of the day. But don't get me wrong. Yes. Okay. Yes. We did talk about this. I think for me, like I need little wins. Like I think real estate in general is more of a patient process, and which I respect. And I enjoyed, I sold a duplex out in Niagara Falls. I enjoyed that process, but I also, the cold calling, like you just get those little wins throughout the day. And that keeps me like pumped up. It keeps my energy up high. So I just know that about myself, and it is what it is.
Long chats with people who are retired, and then they tell me about everything. But I'm like, I'm listening. I'm invested. I want to hear everything that has happened to you since you were born. Let's dive in. I'm like thinking, okay, maybe they're gonna sell their house. I'm just kidding. I've done cold calling before too, and it is actually kind of an art. You really have to know how to pick up the phone, not be afraid, and talk to people and engage and tell people what you're trying to share with them rather than sell them what you have. So kudos to you for all the cold calling that you do. I think you said something like 250 a day.
No,
Okay.
I do not do that much.
To that, I was like, this girl is crazy.
No. No. I think if I was using Mojo, then oh yeah, Mojo, it's a triple dialer.
Yeah.
So Mojo, you can hit, like, I think in 3 hours, I was averaging 700 calls.
That's what I mean. It was something like very large volume, but I was like, wow.
But not everyone's answering. Not everyone's answering. Right. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But I love that, and I think that I don't do enough cold calling or door knocking as I should. It's a tough thing that we have to do in this industry, and sometimes we get the door shut in our face and the phone hung up on us, and the fact that you keep going and you're doing it, you're selling your services. And I met you because somebody met you and referred you to me, and I missed your event, and now I'm probably going to end up coming tonight too. So
I know.
For more information, there's an event tonight if you're interested. So plug your event that you're having tonight in Burlington if you want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have an event tonight. It's the multifamily investing event from 5:30 till 10 p.m. And it'll go through, investing strategies, commercial investing, commercial conversions, lending. We have some great speakers, mortgage brokers, multifamily. There's some of the top multifamily investors who have scaled their portfolio and have done very well. So I know I'm going to have my notepad. Like, I'm going to be there in representation of midterm rental properties, but I'm also going to sneak in to it's a roundtable event. I'm going to sneak into those roundtables with my notepad and just take in everything, because it's really interesting.
There's actually somebody in our office, Khaled, had a lot of success from doing midterm rental properties with a few of his properties too. And he said it was like a 90% success rate in bookings. So he told me I had to go ahead and say that as well. And it's going to speak to you. Thank you, Khaled. And it was great chatting with you today, Ali. If you're not already following Ali Wiseman, give her a follow. And I hope you have a lovely day. It is so nice. I would get some fresh air.
Yes, I'd also like to say we do have a golf tournament happening the second week of June. So stay tuned for dates. But ooh, Amanda, you're definitely coming to that.
I'm not that great at golf, but I'm going to start practicing. Like, maybe I might not come tonight. I'm going to go golf.
You know what? No, come tonight, and then we'll go practice golf together another day, because I need the same thing.
Okay, sounds great. You have a great day. Thank you, everybody. And
bye.
now figure out how to turn this off. Oh.